everyone and welcome. Now tonight I've been rearranging my craft room and just cleaning and organizing, and I really haven't had time to get a video for my channel for tomorrow. And as I was sitting here, I was thinking about what it takes to make a card making video or a crafting video every single day and run it on your channel. You guys know that I do that, and I think a lot of my crafty friends think that I'm a little bit wacky in doing that, but I just thought I would talk a little bit about what it takes to do that and what made me think of it. And I made some notes, so hopefully I'll hit on some things, but I have been cleaning my craft room and I have absolutely no card bases. And so I've been sitting here scoring these card bases up and getting them ready. One of the things that you have to do is a whole lot of prepping. You know, you've got to have your card bases and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing tonight. Is I'm just, you know, scoring up a bunch of card bases and getting them ready. You know, I clean my craft room. I have to clean it continually because when you're making videos like that every single day, you just have one mess after the other. You get the room cleaned up and then you make your next project and you've got another mess again. But really, to start from the top of my list is really organizing, scheduling, and planning. If you're on a lot of different design teams and you have a lot of commitments, you've got to get those on your calendar and keep it on your calendar and keep it going all the time. As you guys know, I do a lot of Spellbinders. I get as much of their product as I want to work with. And I, you know, honor my commitments for everything. When I get the product, I make sure that I work with it in the way that I'm supposed to. And I'm meeting the deadlines. That's another thing. So you've got organizing and scheduling and your deadlines. I always, I know what my deadlines are for my various products and stuff, and I'm constantly checking for my design team commitments. Now, Spellbinders pretty much will, they send you their product, and then they'll say, the best day to air this is the 10th of the month, or between the 10th of this month to the 9th of the next month, or whatever. And so you've kind of got some leeway and, you know, a window of time that you can run those videos. Now, you want to run them timely because, you know, a lot of it has to do with affiliate links and stuff. The products might sell out, and you don't want to be, you know, working and promoting products with something that has sold out. So you want to make sure you're real timely on that. So you have to mind those deadlines carefully. And then for design teams, you know, they have deadlines for releases and hops and different things like that. And so you've got to know what those are, you know, what your dates are, what times you have to upload, and, you know, you got to get your filming done. You've got to get your editing done, your voiceover done. You've got to get them uploaded. You know, you want to have all of your description box information in there. You want to have all your affiliate links, and we'll talk about that too. And all of these things in advance of the deadlines. So I try to do my commitments out. I've got it on my calendar, what I've got, and I'm always looking ahead. What am I committed to? And getting those done, scheduled, uploaded, posted, everything in there. And, you know, sometimes you miss things. You know, sometimes you forget to put it live. I had that happen. I had it in the playlist, the shared playlist, and I had not scheduled it because I had done it so far out. So you really have to check and recheck on those things. But in advance of videoing and actually making your video, you have that prepping. And I thought I'd talk a little bit about it. You know, one of the things I'm doing tonight is, you know, I'm scoring up these card bases, and I've done several. As I was sitting here, I did several. This is a box of envelopes and card bases that I bought, and I was just sticking them in there for now as I'm scoring them up. But the other thing is, a lot of times I get product, for instance, this right here. Stuff that I get from Spellbinders doesn't come in packaging. It comes usually on just a cardboard sheet, and it's got a label on there, or a baggie. The dies generally come in baggies, and you've just got a number on here. And so this one will have the number, and then I'll either refer to the Spellbinders release schedule, which you can't see because it's so teeny tiny the way it printed, or I'll go onto the website and key in that number, and then I will take my label maker, which I've got some that I need to do here. So I would just go into Spellbinders, and I'm going to look up this particular product, And then I'm going to, let's see, what have I got here? I've got this one, okay. So I've got the Crafty Tool etched dies here that I haven't labeled yet. I have worked with it already, but then I'll go in here with my label and I'll make, you know, the Crafty Tools etched die label. And I do that because when I'm working with a product and I'm doing a voiceover, it's important that I call the material by the right name. And sometimes I don't get it perfect, but part of prepping is getting your names on your products so that you can refer to them appropriately and use them. And then, you know, as you're doing that, you also need to go onto their website and convert it to some type of an affiliate link. And when I first started crafting, pretty much everybody was on Share a Sell, and I could just go to that one site and link everything up apart from Amazon. Amazon, you link that separately. Well, then now some of the companies have been moving away from Share a Sell, which is now AWIN. And so you're having to use multiple sites to go and get your affiliate links so that you can link them up in your product. Some of our smaller companies have their own affiliate links that you have to go and get, and you'll go to their site and do it. And so you keep track of that, keeping track of the product that you have on hand, you know, a list of the products so that you can reference it. And if you grab some old product and you're going to work with it, you're going to grab an affiliate link and all that. These are all things that are on the back side of making a crafty video every day. You know, I have to make sure I have cardstock on hand. I've got to have my card bases. I've got to have adhesives. You know, those things. I don't, you know, I get a lot of products sent to me by a variety of different companies, but I have to have those things that go with it. You know, I've got to have you know, I buy a case of cardstock so that I can make my card bases out of them. And, you know, I cut them all down and score them all up myself. Now, I know, you know, I could probably spend a bit more money and get some pre-made card bases. You know, I picked some up at Hobby Lobby when they were on sale, but typically I try to be very thrifty with the consumables that you use with your crafting so that I can keep my costs down. You just have to time things. You have to to do it every day, you have to be very disciplined and motivated. There are lots of days when I'd rather go sit out on the patio than to make a day. And when I have things that are upcoming, I know that I've got to record several videos in advance, get them, you know, edited, voiced over, uploaded, scheduled, and ready to go. If I'm going to go on a vacation and I want to have a video every single day while I'm on vacation, there's a lot of, you know, prep work that I have to do to get that ready. It's, you know, it's just not going to magically happen. I have to just stay after it and just drive myself to do it. You have to have support. One of the things that's nice is my husband is probably my biggest fan when it comes to YouTube. In fact, he runs my videos just constantly to give me some airtime. He'll be out with us, you know, he goes out with his buddies and plays pool, and that phone will be running those videos while he is, you know, playing pool and visiting with his friends and doing different stuff like that. So you have to have that support. He knows that, you know, I need the time in this room doing these things to get this done. And he knows I have to have quiet when I'm doing voiceovers. So you have to have that support, that background support to do that as well. Now, he has his own hobbies and things that he likes to do, and I support that as well. And so it kind of works out. While he's out doing his things, I have the free time to do my things. So that's a good situation there as well. But just lots of things have to go into the preparation, and it's not just, you know, playing with the toys and making a quick video and then boom, it's there. To do it somewhat effectively, and my channel is small. I've worked very hard to get it where it is. I would love to see it grow, and so I'm going to try some different things to try and see it grow. I've been following some YouTubers that have had great success very early, and I'm trying to learn some things from them on that. Just kind of sharing a little bit of my journey. And, you know, I was gosh, when did I start this channel? I'm not sure. It's 2 or 3 years old. So I was like, 54, 53, 54 when I started it. So you can do something like that, as an older individual at retirement age or whatever. I had the benefit of retiring young, which I was very fortunate for. And I did this to really kind of feed my desire to be productive and to be creative and creating stuff. I like to work with my hands. I like to stay busy. I like having a desk. I always had an office job, a business job, and had my own office space and everything. And so when I came home, I had to create that space for me. And it's just something that I really enjoy doing. So now usually if I don't have upcoming in vacation, I can usually just stay one video ahead. And then I know, in the evening after the kids leave. Now you got to keep in mind, I get up at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm at my daughter's house by 6:45. I'm getting kids ready for school. I'm getting them off to the bus, taken to preschool. I've got the 2-year-old that is with me all day from 7 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. At 11:30, I go and get the 3-year-old, and I'll then have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, or 4. He just turned 4, from 11:30 to 3:30 that I'm working with. And then, I also have household chores and, cooking. I like to cook, and I have those things that I have to do as well. And then I have to come up with time to do this. And so generally it is in the evenings. I have Mondays off. It's usually Monday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I try to really crank it out. So, if I can stay 1 or 2 videos ahead, I don't feel too stressed. Now tonight, I'm not 1 video ahead because I've been working out for the design team things and getting those things done so that I know my obligations have been met. And tonight, I had this grand idea that I was going to rearrange my craft room, which I do regularly. And it's all in an effort to, number 1, be organized and clean, but number 2, to be aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't like clutter. We see a lot of craft rooms that just have piles of stuff everywhere, and I've got a lot of stuff, and there are a couple piles, and they drive me nuts. But so I'm constantly reworking, rearranging, trying to figure out how can I make this flow and be aesthetically pleasing to me to be inside my home. And so I did that again tonight. And I thought it was more important to get organized and to get my room straightened up and everything than to just crank out another video. Another thing about my videos are, I know a lot of people will just do like 1 to 2, maybe 3 videos a week. And with that said, they probably have time to make multiple sets of the project that they're going to demonstrate for you. So they'll have, a couple dry runs. They'll have a finished card that they have to look at and to go by. I quite honestly don't have the time for that. So sometimes, that creates problems for me on my videos, when I do something wrong or I make a mistake or whatever. But it is handmade and I'm not perfect. So I'm okay with that. But anyway, so usually when I'm working with product on my video, you guys are seeing it for the first time that I'm actually working with it, because just the volume of stuff that I need to work with, of the commitments that I have, takes a lot of work, and I love it. And I'm always eager, I'm excited that I've had the opportunity to be on these different design teams and trying out new things and new teams, and I'm excited about that. So I try to work hard and I try to be very disciplined to deliver what their expectations are. Don't always 100% do it to my expectation, I should say. I put the bar high and I hold myself very accountable and highly critical of my work. And so I'm not always happy. I'm not always satisfied with every card that I've made because I just feel like I could do better. And, just the time is what kind of is challenging for that. But it is a lot of fun and it's very fulfilling. We have a wonderful crafty community. It's just been amazing. The friends that I've met, the connections that I've made, the messages, the instant messages that we have, and just the cheering each other on and caring for each other and lifting each other up and those things. There's a lot of that goes on in the community. And if you've thought about starting a YouTube channel, you don't know where to start or whatever, you just do it. I watched my first video, was it yesterday or today? I can't remember. Maybe it was this morning early. Yeah, it was, because that's what kind of sparked my interest in cleaning my craft room, because it was real clean and simple when I first started. I didn't have a lot of stuff. I wasn't on any design teams. I was just flying by the seat of my pants. And on that very first video, it was a craft room video. I decided to start with that because I had observed that craft room videos get lots of views. People are very interested in seeing people's craft rooms and how they have stuff organized and everything. So I started out with that. And I said on that first video that I had watched someone and they said, you just pick up the camera and you start. And so that's what I did. And it was so crazy. I couldn't believe I had done it, because that's not like me. I, had that fear of trying to be perfect and not being perfect, and maybe misspeaking, saying something wrong, doing something wrong that, I might not want to do publicly. And so I was real careful and scared at first, but the community embraced me, and I got to know some really crafty friends that I was able to learn from, and they were inspiring and encouraging and really helped me to kind of set my fears aside and to just go at it. And so that's basically what I did. And then what happened with I was making probably 3 and 4 videos a week, but then when the Crafty Advent Calendar came along, and the first time that I purchased it, I actually decided I was going to video every single day the opening of the Advent Calendar and make something with it every day. And so I did that, and it went so well that I thought, I have to keep doing. And I said on there, this isn't sustainable. I can't sustain this. And I didn't think I could. But I had that momentum going, and I just wanted to keep it going. And I thought, well, I'll try. It's not sustainable, but I'll try it. And so I just kept trying. And now there's days that, I'm sick or something happens and maybe I don't get a video out, but almost every day I do. And some days when I don't, I'll get a short out, or, I'll do a live or something like that. Some days I have multiple videos, and that's due to I'm on one design team that all of a sudden wanted to have a hop, and then the other one had one scheduled. And so then I'm stuck with 2 videos, usually a couple of hours apart, because one of them does it at one certain time, the other one does it 2 hours later. And so sometimes I'll run into that, and that's always interesting. And it might even be on a day that I normally would have a live scheduled, so I might have 2 videos and a live that day, just because of how my schedule works out. We've built kind of a nice little live schedule on Sunday nights, and I try to stick with it because we have a pretty good following. And so there's a lot of things that go into it, and I just wanted to kind of cover some of those things. Storage space in general, because I'm getting all this product and just trying to store it, and, package it, getting these magnetic sheets with these packages, because you run out of those, and getting them labeled. And that is how I like to store them. And it just keeps me organized. And so there's, an expense with that, and a time spent doing that, getting it all organized, keeping track of what you have, trying not to purchase things that you already have. I thought it'd be fun to buy a kit from Spellbinders that they had, and so I did it, not knowing what was in the kit, and then I got it and realized I had already been sent 3 of the products that were in that kit that I paid for. So I'm going to have some crafty goodness to give away to some of my friends, but that does happen. So trying to keep track of stuff, and then you create those videos, and you have to do lots of photos. You got to take pictures, thumbnail pictures. You're going to take, 16:9 pictures. You're going to take 1:1, which is a square. You're going to take, YouTube's change, or Instagram's changed their size of pictures. You've got that. So you're taking all these pictures for thumbnails. You've got to use Canvas so that you can, adjust it. A lot of the design teams use Basecamp, and that's how you track your projects, your assignments, the work that's to be done. You upload your photos into that. You have hops. You need your description box information. You need your thumbnails for the hops. You need your, your giveaway form links, you need your prize information, you need your playlist, all that. I mean, there's just a lot that goes into it. I'm not complaining. It's a lot of fun and I really enjoy it, but there is quite a bit of work behind the scenes. If you want to take it to a level to where you're getting some, monetization or some affiliate income. You can do a lot of it without linking up affiliate information or products or whatever, and just play and have fun. And I'd encourage that if that's what you want to do. But being retired and at home and stuff, and actually really digging into it, I was serious about it. And so I, was learning, how do you link these up? How do you get on a design team? How do you get this product? And just kind of sought it out and kind of worked hard for it. And the bottom line is, to keep getting these things, you've got to sell these things. So you are a salesperson, you're linking these products up. You're saying, my products are linked in the description box below. Please click the links. It helps my channel if you purchase from them. You do get a little bit of commission from it, but to get them to continue sending you products to work with, you've got to be using it, promoting it, and they need to be seeing that. And part of that is, the dollars that are coming through. So you got to stay after it if you want to do it. But anyway, this was a topic that was kind of on my mind and my heart, and I thought I would just put myself out there and just talk a little bit about it. Don't know if anybody will watch it or if anybody will have any interest in it, because I'm not making anything other than card bases this evening and labels for my die sets. And then I'll get them, I've got bins that, all my spellbinders, I have multiple bins for spellbinders, and I put them in an organizational structure so that I can find them. These are the kinds of things I'm doing behind the scenes, and that's what I'm doing tonight. And so hopefully this was of interest to you. Like I said, all I made was, a whole bunch of card bases early on that prompted me to just to talk about this. So if this is something you're interested in from me, and you would be interested in hearing more about it, let me know in the description box below, and I would love to put some more content out there that you might be interested in on the behind the scenes as well. So just let me know, give me some likes, give me some comments, and let me know what you think, and we'll just see how it goes. So I'm just going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon on my channel. So take care. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.